For thousands of years, the deserts of northwest Arabia have guarded a secret hidden in plain sight. Across vast volcanic plains near AlUla, low stone circles lie scattered among black basalt rocks, almost invisible from the ground, yet unmistakable from the air. These structures, built long before written history, are among the most ancient architectural remains in the Arabian Peninsula. For generations, they were dismissed as simple markers or ritual monuments, their true purpose misunderstood. But recent archaeological discoveries are revealing something far more profound. These stones once sheltered real communities, families who lived, worked, and raised animals in a landscape that was once greener, wetter, and full of life. At first glance, the standing stone circles appear modest. They consist of low, circular walls built from stacked basalt stones, often with a single, upright stone standing at the center. Similar formations around the world are commonly associated with ritual or astronomy, and for decades archaeologists assumed the same was true here. However, careful excavations have overturned that assumption. Beneath the surface, researchers uncovered hearths, grinding stones, stone tools, animal bones, and domestic debris, clear evidence of everyday life. These were not ceremonial spaces visited occasionally. They were homes, occupied repeatedly over long periods by Neolithic communities nearly 7,000 years ago. What makes the standing stone circles especially important is not just their age, but what they represent in the broader story of humanity. For a long time, the Arabian Peninsula was viewed as a peripheral zone, a harsh land crossed by travelers, but not a place where early societies truly took root. These discoveries overturn that idea entirely. The people who built these circles were innovators, adapting their architecture, economy, and social structures to a changing environment. They were neither isolated nor primitive, but active participants in the wider Neolithic world, shaping their surroundings with intention and knowledge. The stone circles also remind us that early human progress did not always lead immediately to cities or monumental architecture. In northwest Arabia, progress took a quieter form, small communities living sustainably within their environment, balancing movement with permanence. Their homes were durable enough to last millennia, yet flexible enough to be abandoned when conditions changed. This adaptability may have been their greatest strength, allowing them to survive in a region where climate could shift dramatically over generations. Even today, archaeologists are only beginning to understand the full scale of these settlements. Many stone circles remain unexcavated, visible only from aerial surveys and satellite imagery. Each one represents a potential story, a family, a season, a moment in time preserved beneath layers of stone and sand. As technology advances, these landscapes are revealing patterns of movement, settlement, and memory that connect homes, ritual spaces, and burial sites into a single cultural network stretching across the desert. In the end, the standing stone circles of northwest Arabia challenge us to rethink what civilization looks like. They show that community, innovation, and connection can flourish far from rivers, cities, and monuments. These stones are not echoes of a forgotten past. They are evidence that humanity has always found ways to adapt, belong, and endure. And as we continue to uncover their meaning, they stand as a reminder that some of the most important chapters of human history are still waiting to be told. Some arrangement of the stones themselves invites questions that still have no clear answers. From above, these forms appear deliberate and repeated, as if guided by shared rules or beliefs now lost to time. Their placement across the landscape suggests meaning beyond chance, patterns that hint at memory, tradition, or a way of understanding the world that we no longer recognize. Whether these circles marked identity, order, or something more symbolic, their silent geometry endures. Even today, standing among them, the stones resist explanation, offering only the sense that they were built with purpose, by people whose ideas and motivations remain just out of reach. To truly understand why people settled here, we must imagine a very different Arabia. 7,000 years ago, northwest Arabia was not the arid desert we see today. The climate was wetter, with seasonal rainfall that supported grasslands, shrubs, and reliable water sources. This environment made herding animals and maintaining semi-permanent settlements possible. In this landscape, the stone circles were perfectly adapted to daily life. Their thick basalt walls helped regulate temperature, while organic roofing, likely made from wood, reeds, and animal hides, would have provided shelter from sun, wind, and rain. The upright stone at the center of many circles may have served as a structural support, holding up a roof and transforming these stone rings into fully enclosed living spaces. What makes these structures even more fascinating is their consistency. Across wide areas of northwest Arabia, stone circles follow similar designs and proportions, suggesting shared knowledge and building traditions passed down through generations. Many circles are clustered together, forming what appear to be small communities rather than isolated dwellings. This arrangement hints at cooperation, shared resources, and social organization. These people were not simply surviving from day to day, they were building stable lives rooted in place. In many ways, the standing stone circles represent some of the earliest domestic architecture in Arabia, challenging long-held beliefs that early inhabitants of the region were exclusively nomadic. Yet daily life was only one part of their world. Scattered across the same landscape are massive stone structures known as mustatiles, long rectangular enclosures unlike the circular homes. Excavations inside mustatiles have revealed animal skulls and horns carefully placed within chambers, suggesting ritual or ceremonial use. While the stone circles were spaces for living, the mustatiles appear to have been spaces for belief, gathering, and shared identity. Together, these structures show that Neolithic communities in northwest Arabia had both practical and spiritual dimensions, blending everyday life with ritual practices tied to animals, seasons, and the land itself. Over time, however, the environment that supported these communities began to change. Around 4500 BCE, rainfall decreased, grasslands receded, and water sources became increasingly scarce. Life in the region grew more difficult, and the stone circles were gradually abandoned. Many doorways were deliberately sealed, suggesting that people left carefully, perhaps hoping to return when conditions improved. But they never did. Later generations reused these ancient spaces in new ways, building burial structures around and within the abandoned circles, transforming former homes into memorial landscapes. Layer by layer, the meaning of these sites evolved as cultures changed. The standing stone circles of northwest Arabia remind us that human history is richer than we imagined. Long before cities and empires, people here built homes, raised animals, and formed thriving communities. These stones are evidence of resilience, adaptation, and innovation. As archaeologists uncover their secrets, they invite us to rethink the origins of civilization and to see that humanity has always found ways to belong. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, like this video and subscribe for more stories from history.